How do you know when you have completely mind raped someone? You know this when it takes them 4 days. 4 days. 4 days to go ahead and make a reply. And it wasn't like, I can understand if like he basically, didn't do a video between now and then. I would understand that, but he actually did go ahead and do a video. He did this random ass video that he did to go ahead and kind of tide you over to when he can finally go ahead and make his video, when he can go ahead and do his best to try to, well, why would it take you 4 days if you could own me? But here's another thing. Here's another question. Why would you have to get caught lying, not once, but twice in your video in order to go, but if you own me, Like, it's like, I can understand if he was able to go ahead and give me everything straight, I'd be like, damn, I got it. He got me. Oh! But no, dude, you got caught lying twice. And then one of the lies is actually a lie that he said before. Anyway, let's go ahead and watch what Mr. RXL does as he go ahead and put together his RXL theater. Basically, RXL is the kind of guy who thinks he owned everyone but has owned no one. But let's keep on going.
I issued the challenge because we all know the PC lamers, when they try to build these Neverland $350 rigs that run just as good as a console, are always missing shit. And guess what happened? Zephyrnix accepted that challenge, made the PC, and it was missing shit. Oh, and his excuse for why it's...
I'm sorry, before we go here, it's funny because he wants to bring up the whole missing shit thing, but he was missing Xbox Live. But it's okay for him to miss something, but if I was missing something, I am owned, or as he actually likes to use the other word, destroyed. But it's all good.
Missing these things is completely hilarious. You can tell right off the bat in his latest video that he's been completely owned, and he can't handle it.
In my latest video? Dude, my latest video was about Sony Online Entertainment and had very little to do with PC gaming whatsoever. Now, don't get me wrong. He made this video 15 hours ago. This video was done at least 24 hours ago. Okay? At least then. But here's the thing. Look at this. Android doubled in. Let's play Smite. Question. I can understand if it was, if I didn't put this video out there. But I actually did this video and I did this video. So where the hell did you get Zephyrnix? Zephyrnix's own from his last video when it's been 4 videos ago technically, that I even talked about PC gaming in general. That's what you call a lie, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, what he's trying to do is he's trying to go ahead and propaganda hype himself to go ahead and make it sound like he did some kind of damage, when the reality of it is that he's just full of crap. I mean, apparently, I don't know. Anyway, keep on going.
Because PC gamers somehow think they're above console gamers. When console gamers completely destroy them, they don't know what to do.
Destroy them. Now, let's go ahead and say, for example, now keep in mind, his whole thing from the very beginning was stupid. Basically, he was saying how, oh, Zephyrnix, I can go ahead and, I want you to go ahead, rather, and make a $350 PC rig, and it's got to do everything that consoles can do. So you want me to dumb down my PC to fit the price of a console, and, yeah, that's stupid. Now, don't get me wrong, it's stupid to accept that challenge to begin with. I get that. But the whole argument from the get-go was stupid. And yet you think you destroyed me? Even if you thought I couldn't do it, how is that destruction? It isn't. But like I said before, the haters who hate on PC is hating from a place of ignorance, Also, I also said that the people on YouTube are starting to get real stupid real quick. But, he kind of fits both of them. But let's keep on going.
They don't know what to fucking do. Now, nobody bought his excuses why he left out these parts. I could have left it alone, but I think I'll just rub a little salt in the wounds. Here we go. He's telling console gamers he can make that PC just like a console.
Actually, that's not what I said. My exact words were, and it's funny because he got caught lying about this before, and I showed everyone the exact text that he did, and we already know he saw the video, but he's going to pretend like he didn't see it so he can go ahead and keep lying to his people. It's funny. If you own me or if you destroyed me, why would you have to lie? Anyway, so my exact words were, I could make this PC cheaper, but I really wanted to put a GTX 960 in this rig. I never said cheaper than consoles or anything like that. But of course, like I said before, he's going to continue to say that because, he needs a leverage to own me. That's only how he can own me, is by lying. It is what it is. It's RXL after all.
And leaving out the fucking wireless controller that comes with every console. And his excuse is because I'm limiting him to just what a console can do. Actually, you're limiting you. You and...
Okay, number one, I never said he's limiting me to what a console can do. That doesn't even make any sense, seeing that you can buy a PC for $100 and still make it do more than a console can do overall. Not in terms of gaming, but you get the idea, you know? Technically, you could, because my PC can go ahead and stream from another PC. So technically, I could have given you like a $100 on deal here, or, you know, a $100 PC, and told you it could play games, and you would have to accept it because technically it would be playing games. But that's neither here or there. Here's the thing: I never said what you just said because it's stupid. Think about it. What you said. You know, you're saying that I said you limit me what a console can do, but a PC can always do more than a console. So why would I even say that? Answer is I didn't. He's lying again. And then he says, on top of that, he says, I limit me. Now, how do you not get that limitations is based on the price that you gave me? You said that it had to be $350. Of course, you wanted to exclude Xbox Live again, but whatever. Here's the problem, bro. That is a limitation. The price is a limitation. How do you not know that? Like, I don't get that. This is the thing, man. What kind of career does this guy have that he doesn't know some of this simple stuff, you know? Like, I would say, yeah, maybe I need to get used to telling him I want fries with that. But the reality of it is that you need to go ahead and be smarter than that to actually go ahead and work at Burger King. So, I don't know what to tell you, bro. Let's keep on going.
The other PC gamers that say this ridiculous nonsense about how you can build a PC that can do just what a console does. Sure you can, but it'll cost more, which is the entire point of these videos.
So keep in mind, like he just said, the entire point of his videos is that you can do more on a PC, but it'll cost you. But that's stupid. Why would this be the point of your video? To go ahead and do that? So basically, if that's the case, then no matter how you look at it, PC is superior. You know, even if it does cost you more, PC is still superior. You are... I don't get it. I don't know. Moving on.
The only limitations that were brought on were by you. These limitations, these arguments, all have to do with when console gamers tell...
And it's funny, too, because I'm pretty sure if I go down in the comment section, I'll see people who totally, despite how stupid that was, despite how you already know the limitations he put on me was at $350, you know, it's like people in the comment section, I bet you will still be like, yeah, you're right, dude, you're right, good job. Oh, Lord have mercy. But then again, like I said, place of ignorance, you know what I mean?
Tell you they don't want to pay more, they don't want to pay the price of PC gaming, you guys just can't accept that. And have to come up with this complete lie that PC is cheaper than consoles, which...
Actually, that is never... I never heard anyone say that, well, anyway, moving on.
We know it's not. And you...
Oh, it's not. Actually, I can prove that, once again. And keep in mind, I'm using elementary math here to show you this stuff. And it's funny because RXL doesn't get it. Place of ignorance. Let's keep on going here. Look, here's another guy. This is not even me. Who actually went ahead and did the exact same thing. He saw that PC hardware would cost you, we'll say $650. Then when you buy the games are relatively more cheaper on PC than they actually are on consoles. And then he said after 40 games, he got to a grand total of $2,248. Now keep in mind, this is actually relative because I can find this at a much smaller price, but whatever. It's actually roundabout, so not a problem. Then he showed this hardware right here in PC hardware, PlayStation 4 hardware, and Xbox One hardware, which he says he bought for $500 and $400. Now the thing about it is that when he actually bought the games, it cost him this much money to go ahead and do it. Now, say for example, you could go ahead and actually get these for the same price as PC. You can't, but let's just say you could. The thing about it is that it still doesn't matter because you still have to calculate Xbox Live and PlayStation Network Plus to go ahead and make sure that you are equivalent to that or PC, or as equivalent as you can get. Now keep in mind, once again, I'm saying that, I'm not saying that you can get these console games. You can probably get them at this price. if you try really hard. The problem is that I can go ahead and get these prices at relatively cheaper, at least a good $10 cheaper for each individual game. I have never paid, I usually pay less than that, but anyway, moving on. So how come all these people can go ahead and understand all this except you, RXL, and a few other idiots in the comment section? I'm just saying, dude. What the hell is wrong with you that you can't go ahead and understand this stuff? I guess, what do you do as a career, dude? What is your job? Like, I couldn't imagine you doing anything worthwhile. I mean, if you don't really, it's not a dig on you per se, but I mean, I really was like, well, what does this guy do that he can't understand this simple logic? You already know what I do. I'm a network technician. Okay, I'm a PC and network technician, which basically means that I get paid a good amount of money. What do you do? I gotta ask that question. But anyway, let's move on. Oh, big props to the guy who actually gave me that. I forgot his name, so I guess it's not as much props as I want to give him. But nonetheless, let's keep on going.
Got called out and exposed on it.
Exposed.
Deal with it. And the other excuse is, of course, the keyboard and mouse are a controller, and a wireless controller is just optional. Is it just optional when you play Ultra Street Fighter 4 on PC? I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, PC gamers. How many of you guys are playing Ultra Street Fighter 4 mouse and keyboard?
Actually, there's a lot of people. First of all, I said keyboard, not mouse and keyboard. I also said mouse was optional too. Keyboard is actually is required. But there's actually a lot of people who actually go ahead and play Street Fighter 4 actually on keyboard. See that word, keyboard? Keyboard. There's a lot of people doing that. In fact, I've played Street Fighter on keyboard for a very long time. So yeah, once again, you are wrong. So it is what it is. Here's the thing, man. I mean, I can go ahead and do this all day, be honest with you. But I was going to change to something else for a second there, but then I realized that's not right anyway. So the thing about it is that RXL likes to go ahead and throw out issues and challenges or whatever. Now, he says he owns me. I didn't see it. A lot of people didn't see it. But okay. So here's the thing, dude. How about this? Show me where your consoles are superior. Show me that. Show me that, since you want to go ahead and make these arguments. And here's the thing. You can show me that by comparing it to my PC. Now, my PC, I actually bought for about $900, I think I put together. About $900, all in all. Everything in there is about $900. That's not counting the Oculus Rift, of course. And we're only counting, I'm not counting, because technically I bought these keyboards and stuff like that extra. So I'm going to say $900. But you can go ahead and use any price that you want. I want you to go ahead and show me a console, a PlayStation, an Xbox, or whatever Nintendo consoles they're naming it. A Wii or Wii U, I guess, is the current generation ones. Wii U or Wii. That actually... actually combats the power of my PC. It doesn't have to be any particular PC, just my PC. Which my PC, like I said, is an i7 and runs a GTX 980. Okay? I want you to show me that one. Can you do it? I'll tell you what. Let me show you exactly what it needs to do in order to go ahead and make sure they can run better. You either need to you need to be able to run games at 4K at about 100 frames per second. How about that? 4K 100% frames per second. That means that if you can run better than 100 frames per second at 4K, that's great. It is what it is. Or I'll even lower the pot for you so you'll have a better entry. You can go ahead and show me a console that does 1080p at 200 frames per second, because my PC can run it very smoothly. Very smoothly. In fact, I'll tell you what. I'll give you one particular game that I notice on most consoles out there. That game's actually not on Nintendo. I was going to mention Tomb Raider, since Tomb Raider is 1080p on some consoles, and it's okay. Show me a game on Tomb Raider that is 1080p and can run over 200 frames per second on a console. Show me that. Show me a no, I can't say that because of the fact that it's actually already being done. Let's see, what else? You know what? Oh, how about this? Show me a game that can run the most resource expensive game out there to date, which basically means that the most best looking, most powerful game in existence. That, of course, is Star Citizen right now. Star Citizen is actually the biggest and most resource-intensive game out there today. So my thing, I want you to go ahead and take said game, and I want you to run it on a console. I want you to find a console that can actually go ahead and run it. Keep in mind here, I'm going to do this even better for you. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and lower the pot so you can go ahead and get it, you can go ahead and get a little access to this shit. I want you to go ahead and show me something that can run the minimum requirements of the 32-bit version. Now, I say the 32-bit version because Star Citizen actually is going to go 64-bit very soon, and if it goes 64-bit, that means that the actual resources and whatnot is actually going to rise. So what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and show me a console that can go ahead and run a PlayStation, Xbox, or Wii that can run Star Citizen. Now, the minimum requirement for Star Citizen is very simple. It is 8 gigabytes of memory. Okay, it is also 2 gigabytes of video memory. And we'll just leave those two there. I could go ahead and talk about the processors and stuff like that, but to be honest with you, that would not be slowing the pot because it would literally make you null and void. So just for memory-wise, I want you to show me a console that can go ahead and run that. Okay? Run Star Citizen. No problem. That's all you have to do. Two things. A game that runs Star Citizen and a game that can run all your games. Or I'll tell you what, all your last generation games at 1080p at 100 frames per second, or whatever resolution that you want at 200 frames per second. There you go. So you can find any of those. If you can find it, if you can find something that matches both of those, okay, I will go ahead and give you $20 or $25 in whatever gaming currency that you want, which means that Xbox Live, PlayStation, Nintendo, or Steam credit. I will give you 20 or 25, whichever comes first. So that means that if you can get a $20 card, I'll give you $20. But if it doesn't have a $25 card, it only has a $25 card, then I will go ahead and do that. But there you go. So show me the superiority of the actual consoles, and I will pay you to go ahead and do it. It is that easy. Or you can just sit there and realize that your entire argument to go ahead and for me to dumb down a PC to the point of a console in terms of price and by that in terms of power, because you have no choice, is stupid. One or the other. Knock yourself out, dude. And to be honest with you, he actually has more of his video. I didn't watch the rest of his video. I have a thing, man. If I can go ahead and say everything that you're saying is wrong in half of your video, I don't find a logic to actually watch the rest of it. It just is. It's a waste of time. Am I wrong? Let me know. Comment section below. You guys have a good night. Zeph out.